There's a kind of strength that comes from silence, one that is often misunderstood but deeply powerful. In a world where everyone is quick to speak, quick to react, and quick to respond, choosing silence can be one of the most profound actions you take. It's not about weakness or avoidance, it's about wisdom and control. Silence can be a statement, a boundary, and a decision all wrapped into one. When you face situations where someone has wronged or disrespected you, the natural instinct is to respond, to defend yourself, to fight back. But when you remain silent, when you choose not to engage in their negativity or toxic behavior, you are taking control of the situation in a way that words could never do. Silent action, cutting someone off without the drama of explanations or arguments, sends a message that is louder than anything you could say. It shows that you value your peace and well-being more than the need to prove a point or to be right. It allows you to protect your energy and maintain your focus on what truly matters. Reacting often gives others the satisfaction of pulling you into their chaos, but silence keeps you above it. It's a form of quiet empowerment, a way to assert your strength without ever uttering a word. When you cut people off silently, you create space to heal, to grow, and to refocus your energy on what's important to you. It's about recognizing that not every battle deserves your time, and not every person deserves access to your emotions. Mastering emotional control is one of the greatest acts of personal empowerment. It's about learning how to remain steady in the face of chaos, how to protect your inner peace no matter what's happening around you. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending that things don't hurt. It means understanding your emotions, recognizing their triggers, and choosing how you respond to them rather than letting them dictate your actions. Emotional control is not suppression, it's discipline. It's the ability to feel everything but remain unmoved by the unnecessary. When you master emotional control, you take back the power that others may try to steal from you through negativity, disrespect, or manipulation. You're no longer a puppet to someone else's behavior or moods. You stand firm in who you are, allowing nothing and no one to disrupt your sense of self. This kind of control keeps you from making decisions in the heat of anger or frustration, decisions you might later regret. It allows you to maintain your dignity and self-respect, even in situations where you could easily be provoked. Emotional control means choosing silence when the world expects you to scream. It's about not giving others the satisfaction of knowing they've shaken you. It's about maintaining your calm when others are losing theirs. This strength, this mastery over your emotions sets you apart. It gives you clarity and focus, allowing you to navigate life's challenges without becoming entangled in unnecessary drama or conflict. Emotional control frees you from reacting to every situation or person that attempts to disturb your peace, and that freedom is priceless. Breaking free from toxic cycles requires a deep commitment to self-awareness and personal growth. Toxic cycles are often patterns of behavior or relationships that repeat themselves, leaving you feeling drained, disrespected, or stuck in an unhealthy loop. These cycles can be subtle at first, often disguised as situations where you're constantly giving but not receiving, or where you're caught in dynamics that diminish your self-worth. The truth is, breaking free starts with recognizing that you deserve better and that your peace is more important than maintaining connections that cause you harm. It's easy to become trapped in toxic cycles, especially when they're familiar. Sometimes they come from long-standing relationships or habits we built over time. But familiarity does not mean it's healthy. To break free, you have to face the discomfort of change head-on, because leaving behind what's unhealthy often feels like stepping into the unknown. It requires courage to walk away from situations that you've been conditioned to accept, even when those situations no longer serve your well-being. The process begins with setting boundaries, not just with others, but also with yourself. You must be willing to recognize your own role in perpetuating these cycles, whether it's through tolerating bad behavior, not speaking up for yourself, or continuously returning to situations that you know are harmful. Breaking free means no longer allowing guilt, fear, or obligation to keep you tied to things that are toxic to your growth. It's a declaration that your mental, emotional, and spiritual health are non-negotiable. It's important to remember that breaking free doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of healing, one that may involve distance, reflection, and redefining your standards for what you will and will not accept in your life. Letting go of toxic cycles requires patience with yourself and a firm belief that better is always available when you prioritize your own well-being. As you step away from these cycles, you make room for healthier relationships and experiences to enter your life, ones that honor and uplift the person you're becoming. The healing power of distance is one of the most underestimated tools for personal growth and emotional recovery. When you step back from toxic environments, relationships, or even situations that drain your energy, you give yourself the opportunity to see things from a new perspective. Distance allows for clarity. Suddenly, what was once clouded by emotion and confusion becomes clear, and you can see the dynamics at play with fresh eyes. Sometimes we're too close to the problem to recognize its impact on us, and distance provides the space we need to truly understand how something or someone has been affecting our mental and emotional well-being. Creating distance doesn't always mean cutting someone or something out of your life completely. It can simply be about taking a step back to breathe, reflect, and recalibrate. This space helps you regain control over your emotions, especially if you've been caught in a pattern of reacting to every slight or setback. When you're constantly immersed in a challenging situation, your responses can become reactive, clouded by the noise of daily conflicts or emotional turbulence. But when you create that distance, you gift yourself time to heal and find a balanced, measured response. Healing requires time, and time requires space. Distance is where you can begin to rebuild your self-esteem, your peace of mind, and your sense of self outside of the roles you've been forced to play in unhealthy relationships. It's in this distance that you can reconnect with your inner voice, unencumbered by the expectations or judgments of others. You can reestablish your personal boundaries, rediscover your passions, and heal from the wounds that may have been inflicted by constant negativity or pressure. Moreover, distance allows you to evaluate relationships or situations with a renewed sense of objectivity. It's much easier to recognize red flags or harmful patterns when you aren't directly in the midst of them. Sometimes the very act of stepping away allows others to reflect on their behavior as well. Whether they choose to change is not your responsibility, but the healing that comes from creating this space is within your control. Ultimately, the healing power of distance lies in its ability to restore balance to your life. It gives you the strength to focus on your own needs, to rebuild your sense of self, and to chart a path forward that is free from the chaos and toxicity that once held you back. It allows for peace. And in that peace, profound healing can begin. Building boundaries without drama is an art that requires clarity, confidence, and a calm approach. The first step in this process is recognizing your own worth and understanding that boundaries are not just about keeping others out, they're about preserving your peace and well-being. Boundaries are necessary for healthy relationships, both with others and with yourself. When you establish boundaries, you are sending a message that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable and that they deserve to be protected. The key to setting boundaries without drama lies in communication. It's not about making a scene or accusing others of wrongdoing. It's about calmly and respectfully expressing your needs. When you approach the conversation from a place of love and respect for both yourself and the other person, you minimize the risk of creating conflict. Be direct, but not confrontational. Use I statements such as "I need time to focus on my personal well-being," or "I feel overwhelmed when my space is not respected." This way, you're framing the boundary as something you need for your own health, rather than as an accusation of the other person's behavior. Another important aspect of boundary setting without drama is consistency. Once you've communicated your boundaries, it's crucial to uphold them. Often, drama arises when boundaries are inconsistent or when exceptions are made in the hope of avoiding confrontation. But by standing firm in a calm and non-negotiable way, you signal that your boundaries are serious and should be respected. It's not about punishing others for crossing the line, it's about gently reminding them when they do. Over time, this consistency builds respect and understanding as people learn how to engage with you in a way that honors your limits. Additionally, it's important to let go of the need to explain or justify your boundaries. Often people feel the need to over-explain or defend their choices, which can lead to conflict or misunderstanding. But the truth is, your boundaries don't require anyone else's approval. You are allowed to say no, to take space, and to protect your peace without having to explain why. The more confident you are in your own decisions, the less likely others are to challenge them. Finally, remember that building boundaries is an act of self-love. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values, your needs, and your well-being. When you build boundaries without drama, you are protecting your energy, creating space for healthy relationships, and fostering an environment where you can thrive. The less emotional turbulence you allow into your life, the more peace and balance you create, and that is where true growth and fulfillment can flourish. Owning your self-worth is about recognizing your inherent value and embracing it with confidence. It starts with understanding that your worth isn't determined by external factors like the approval of others, societal expectations, or material success, but rather by who you are at your core. When you own your self-worth, you stop seeking validation from outside sources and begin to trust in your own abilities, values, and uniqueness. This process begins with self-awareness, taking time to reflect on your strengths, talents, and accomplishments. It's about acknowledging the things that make you who you are and celebrating them, even if others don't always see or appreciate them. When you know your own worth, you set standards for how you want to be treated, and you won't settle for less than you deserve. Owning your self-worth also means having the courage to walk away from situations or people that don't honor you. It's about understanding that you are worthy of respect, love, and kindness, and that if someone or something diminishes your sense of self, it's not where you belong. This isn't about arrogance or entitlement, it's about knowing that your well-being matters and that you have the right to prioritize it. At the same time, self-worth isn't dependent on perfection. It's about accepting yourself, flaws and all, and understanding that your imperfections don't diminish your value. True self-worth comes from a place of self-compassion and forgiveness, recognizing that you are worthy of love and acceptance, even when you make mistakes or fall short of your goals. Another key aspect of owning your self-worth is setting boundaries and saying no when necessary. When you value yourself, you protect your time, energy, and emotional health by refusing to engage in situations that drain or harm you. You understand that your resources are precious and that it's okay to be selective about where and how you invest them. Ultimately, owning your self-worth is about stepping into your power and living authentically. It's about embracing who you are without apology, knowing that you don't have to prove your value to anyone. It's a quiet confidence that radiates from within, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. The more you own your self-worth, the more you attract people, opportunities, and experiences that align with the truth of who you are.